You going?
Artificial name.
I am making this announcement in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, laws of the state of New Jersey. The Borough Clerk has prepared a schedule of the meetings of the governing body for the Borough of Kenilworth for the year 2023. The Borough Clerk has posted a true copy of the schedule on the bulletin board located at the front entrance of Borough Hall, and has mailed true copies of the schedule to the local source, the Star-Ledger, and the Home News Tribune, and is maintaining a copy of the schedule in her office during the year 2023. Accordingly, the notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied in regard to this meeting. Please stand for the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Finestrella?
Here.
Councilman Morrow?
Here.
Councilman Penn?
Here.
Councilman Puglisi?
Here.
Councilman Scurese? Councilman Zimmerman?
Okay, at this time, I'd like a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel DPW position.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to read a proclamation to recognize National Police Week 2023 and to honor the service and sacrifice of those law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty while protecting our communities and safeguarding our democracy. Whereas there are more than 800,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Kenilworth Police Department. Whereas since the first recorded death in 1786, more than 23,785 law enforcement officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice and been killed in the line of duty. The names of these dedicated public servants are engraved on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C., and 556 new names of fallen heroes are being added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, including 224 officers killed in 2022 and 332 officers killed in previous years. Whereas the service and sacrifice of all officers killed in the line of duty will be honored during the virtual National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund's 35th Annual Candlelight Vigil. On the evening of May 13, 2023, the Candlelight Vigil is part of National Police Week, which takes place this year on May 9th through the 20th. And whereas May 15th is designated as Police Officers Memorial Day in honor of all fallen officers and their families, and the U.S. flag should be flown at half-staff. Therefore, be it resolved that the Kenilworth Borough Council formally dedicates May 9th to May 20th, 2023 as Police Week in the Borough of Kenilworth, and publicly salutes the service of law enforcement officers in our community and in the communities across the nation. In witness hereof, I hereunto set my hand this 17th day of May 2023. I'd like to present this to our police chief.
And I just want to tell you, I hear from going to the county and the state horror stories in a lot of different towns, and I want to tell you how much we appreciate the support we get from you, Mayor Karlovich, and from all our council. We don't have a lot of the problems that I hear in a lot of other places, and it's an honor and a privilege to work with all you guys, so thank you.
Just on Monday to the Union County Fallen Officers Memorial, there was a ceremony. It was really nice.
The Union County Memorial had fallen to really a state of disrepair over the last decade or so, and they did a beautiful job of refurbishing it, having space for the names, and it's a true memorial for the officers of Union County who gave the ultimate sacrifice. So,
it's at the Police Academy in Scotch Plains, and it's really beautiful. Take a ride over there and see it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to announce that on July 3rd, at 10:15 here at Borough Hall, we will be raising the pride flag, and everyone is welcome. There will be refreshments. And that's July 3rd. It's a Saturday morning, right after the fishing derby at 10:15. I hope you can all come.
June 3rd.
I'm sorry, June.
June 3rd.
Oh, boy. I'm tired, sorry about that. June 3rd at 10:15. Okay, finance report, Councilman Puglisi.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one thing, and that's the introduction of the budget, which is going to happen tonight. It's for the budget for 2023. We had two main hurdles to deal with fiscally, and that was the increase of the group insurance, which came, just the increase itself was over $500,000. That coupled with the Merck tax appeal, from a fiscal perspective, just made things a lot more challenging. But we put a lot of hard work in with the assistant CFO and the CFO and the finance committee. We did the best we could. I think it's a good budget, given the hand you were dealt, excuse me. Sometimes you're not dealt the best hand in poker, but you got to make the best of it, and this is what we had to do. So we'll provide a little more information in a month when the budget is scheduled for hearing and final adoption. The mayor and council, the full mayor and council have received a copy of it, and that's all I have regarding the budget, and that's all I have here regarding the report.
Thank you, Councilman. Department of Public Works, Councilman Zimmerman, Finestrella.
Thank you, Mayor.
Tell me, I'm tired.
I got a report for the month of April. The DPW collected approximately 25 yards of road sweepings, disposed of 217.25 tons of municipal solid waste for a cost of $16,250. They collected and transported 130 yards of vegetation for a total cost of $2,925. They collected 62.26 tons of recycling for a cost of $5,292. Regarding recycling, residents are reminded that the DPW facility at 401 Sheridan Ave accepts residential deliveries of e-waste, scrap metal, motor oil, single-stream recycling glass, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard. The DPW facility is open weekdays from 7 a.m. till 2:30 p.m. and open the first Saturday of each month from 7 a.m. till noon. The next Saturday will be Saturday, June 3rd. They've responded to one emergency on call for tree service for a total of 12 hours. Tree work continues for 2023, and be advised emergencies take priority. Street sweeper is still going out daily, and special projects are ongoing throughout April. Which comes to the topic now, the spring bulk waste pickup. The north side will be June 5th, so you are instructed to put all items out sundown on June 4th if you live on the north side, and June 11th at sundown if you live on the south side. Materials that are allowed to be collected would be like furniture, toys, storm windows, rugs, storm doors, clothing, windows, wood, fencing, lawn furniture, carpeting, toilets, screens, wood furniture, and metal furniture, grills. Wood should be tied down and loose items should be bagged. Materials that are not collected would be recyclables, ashes, dirt, grass, leaves, tree trunks, stumps, branches, pool filters, car tires, railroad ties, rocks, stones, asphalt, concrete, closed-top drums, automobile parts, appliances, electronics, paint, chemicals, demolition, construction debris, and other repairs of building or other structures, and any other materials not prepared properly as defined above. The e-waste, the electronics, like I said, can be brought to the Department of Public Works. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., and the first Saturday of each month. And I think the DPW will also be involved in helping out with this Sunday's street fair. And I think they're going to be setting up tables and chairs to help with the street fair. And the street fair is from 10 a.m. I believe till 4. Rain or shine. So, and I think it's supposed to be a nice day. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, Councilman. Department of Public Safety, Councilman Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to touch on what Councilman Finestrella just said about the street fair this Sunday, 10 to 4, please be advised, the boulevard will be shut down from North 14th Street all the way to 23rd Street on the north and south side here, so please make arrangements if you're going to be out and about on Sunday to avoid that area. Because hard stop, the chief just reminded me, at 7 a.m. So the street fair is 10 to 4, 7 a.m. shutdown time for the boulevard. So it's going to be pretty much shut down all day, and it'll go past 4 because there'll be cleanup. So it'll probably be,
6 to 7.
yeah, around 6 or 7. So figure from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., the boulevard will be shut down between 14th and 23rd Street. I don't know if you can put out a reverse 911 maybe on Friday night.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday, just to give everybody a heads up, remind everybody in town, it's important. I know it does put a damper on things, but it's a great event, and I'm looking forward to it myself. Also, I just want to have the chief just stand up real quick. I know the mayor touched on the resolution for the Police Week this year in Washington, D.C., and unfortunately, I was never able to attend it myself. But the chief did go this year with a dispatcher, Chrissy Castle and Dominic Riccelli. One of our officers, newer officers, actually did the law enforcement bike ride from here all the way down to DC. And it's a great event. They have to raise money in order to participate, and it goes towards the fallen at the DC Memorial. So you want to fill us in, Chief, as to your experience with it? How did it go?
It explains why I walk funny to go receive the proclamation from the mayor, to be honest with you. It was 292 miles from here to Washington, D.C. We biked over 4 days.
Wow.
And it was a very tough event, but I'll tell you, when we got down to the memorial in Washington, it was very emotional to have the families of fallen officers on each side of the memorial as we rode through, holding up signs saying, "Thank you for riding for my dad," and it reminds you of why you started this in the first place. There's others who came before us and wore the same uniform and same badge as we did. So it was a tremendous event. As much physical pain and all, and as tired as we were over 4 days, it meant an awful lot to get down to Washington with cops from California, Oregon, Connecticut, Florida, Virginia, as well as a team from Israel was there. So it was a very moving and emotional experience. It's something that I won't soon forget. I'm glad I did it before I retired. So thank you. I appreciate you.
No, that was great. Thank you, Chief, for sharing that with everybody. And like I said, it's that Candlelight Vigil. I've only seen it on TV, but anyone I know that's ever been there for the Candlelight Vigil in DC say it's an emotional event for any police officer and their families. Also, the Kenilworth Police Department is going to participate in the Relay for Life again this year, right, Chief?
The torch run?
The torch run, rather, yeah.
That's the torch run for Special Olympics.
The Special Olympics coming up,
I
correct?
believe it's June 9th.
Yeah.
I have to check on the date. I'll let you know for the next council meeting, but I believe it's June 9th. We're taking the torch, I believe, from Roosevelt Park.
To Cranford, right?
And running it to Cranford.
Yeah.
For the
torch run, right, the law enforcement.
Special Olympic Games in June.
Correct. And last but not least, I know the mayor did bring up the fishing derby, which will be on June 3rd. Registration is at 7 a.m., begins at 7 a.m., and I believe it starts at 8 and finishes up around 10 a.m. And that's run by the Kenilworth PBA, Policemen's Benevolent Association. It's a great event, and it's open to all Kenilworth residents. They have permission slips. Are they online or at the desk? Or
You can get us a QR code online on any of our social media. Angela, did we link that on our website as well, or no? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
It might be under the police website online, but it's definitely on our social media.
So it's good to fill that out in advance, because on the day of, it's a little hectic checking in. So if you have that filled out, that'd be a great help, and it would make your check-in for the Fishing Derby a lot smoother. So moving on to the monthly, or the second half of the month report. With the weather starting to get warmer, the trend of activity from last month has continued into May. In the first several weeks of May, the Kenilworth Police Department has had a half dozen warrant arrests for out-of-town residents and numerous pursuits of vehicles as a result of hits on our flock camera for stolen vehicles, which is the camera at the Boulevard of Michigan Avenue. And the police department has also enacted an arrest of 2 individuals in a stolen vehicle on Galloping Hill Road, which occurred on May 11th. That was also the result of the flock camera hit. So they've been doing a great job catching people coming in and out of town to do harm to people in town, whether it's stealing cars, breaking into cars, house burglaries. If they have any type of hit on that car, it's wanted for anything. It automatically and immediately sends a notice to our dispatch center right downstairs, and it goes right out to the police cars, and they know the make, model, and the direction. So it's a great, great tool. Also, on May 5th, Officer Diltz and Trotman arrested 2 Roselle Park residents after doing a property check at the Kids Village, located above the Acme Supermarket off of 31st Street. The officers discovered the 2 suspects had entered the building through some unsecured windows on the south side of the building. The suspects, a male and female, were arrested and charged with criminal trespass and released on their own recognizance. And that building is vacant now, so, or half of it, right? Just the one side? That section of it. A reminder to all residents that the Kenilworth, like I said before, will hold its fishing derby on Saturday, June 3rd. It's at Black Brook. I didn't mention that earlier. And it is free to all Kenilworth youths, who will also receive a free t-shirt with registration. And they're going to give free prizes out to fish caught in several different age groups. Also, the new 911 system, the Zetron, has been installed in headquarters and is running smoothly. The installation of the new 911 system and voice recorder completes a 3-year technology upgrade of our dispatch center, which included new phones, radios, which are now digital, voice recorders, 911, and computers. Barring anything unexpected, the dispatch center should be in great shape for the next 15 years or so with all the upgrades that have been done. Additionally, interviews to hire a new police officer to fill the vacancy when Officer Mike Devlin retires on June 1st will be held this upcoming Monday, the 22nd, by Chief Seuss and the Public Safety Committee. According to Chief Seuss, we received a great response of PTC, Police Training Commission, certified officers from other agencies will be able to step in immediately and fill the open patrol position. We hope to have more concrete information at the next council meeting as to the progress of the interviews. And also, residents are reminded that the Every 15 Minutes program will be held on May 23rd. And I have a letter from our school resource officer, Picton, somewhere in here. Just bear with me for a minute. The Every 15 Minutes will take place on May 23rd and May 24th. Our Every 15 Minutes program is an event designed to dramatically instill teenagers with the potentially dangerous consequences of drinking, alcohol, and driving. This powerful program will change students to think about drinking and driving, personal safety, and the responsibility of making mature decisions when lives are involved. This emotionally charged 2-part program begins with a simulated traffic collision that will be viewable on Cross Street, which is adjacent to the high school and the First Aid Squad building. Police and fire departments respond, and rescue workers treat injured participants, while police officers also conduct drunk driving investigations on scene. These students will experience firsthand the sensations of being involved in a tragic alcohol-related collision. The second part of the program is an indoor assembly The focus of the Assembly stresses that the decision to consume alcohol can affect many more people than just one who drinks. This very emotional and heart-wrenching event will illustrate to students the potentially dangerous consequences of their use of alcohol, regardless of how casual they believe their use is. The Every 15 Minutes program offers real-life experience without the real-life risks. This event includes the participation of our police, fire, high school students, high school staff, a video production crew, community officials. Everybody here is invited. Please, if you're available, come in and watch, and a wide cross-section of the community at large. Everyone's invited from the community if you are free that afternoon, and I'll bring up the date and time coming up. It's our department's goal and our town's goal to utilize the strength, talent, and resources of our community to prevent drunk driving, especially amongst our youth. On behalf of the Kenilworth Police Department, I'd like to invite everybody to come out and watch all or any part of the program. And the first day, Tuesday, May 23rd at 12 noon, is on Cross Street. That's the live accident scene, the arrest, and the mock trial, which will take place up here. And the second day, Wednesday, May 24th at 8 a.m., indoor assembly at the high school auditorium. You would just have to check in at the office and get a visitor's pass, and they will escort you there to see that assembly, where they will have the video that will eventually go up on YouTube like the ones in the past. And please come out and support this great, worthwhile cause. I know our alliance is involved in it, our Kenilworth Municipal Alliance Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, and I know the teachers, we have different companies that have given us money, and it's really a worthwhile cause, so please come out and support it. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you.
Just a quick question, please. You guys stocked the pond, Freddie?
I'm sorry?
Do you guys stock the pond before the fishing derby?
Yes. The Friday before the fishing derby, we stopped the pond, put up no fishing signs, and there's some decent-sized fish.
Yeah, what was it, like trout or?
No.
Yeah, we put some decent-sized trout in there, and then...
No trout anymore, because they were floating a couple years ago. It's strictly just bass, but, yeah, it's largemouth and smallmouth bass, so, yeah.
There's some decent-sized fish. We pay after
Okay.
we put
All right.
some good ones in
Excellent.
there.
Yeah.
If anyone has the opportunity, you can watch the Every 15 Minutes on the Kenilworth YouTube. Just Google Kenilworth YouTube every 15 minutes, and it's really powerful, and it's really worth taking the time to watch. Thank you, Councilman Zimmerman. Planning and zoning, Councilman Morrow.
Thank you very much, Mayor. So keep it quick for everybody, it's getting late. Complaints have gone up in the zoning and code enforcement, however, violations have gone down, which is a good thing. We saw about 15 new complaints coming in the month of April, only 1 for zoning, but 14 for code enforcement, and the good majority of them have been abated prior to any notice of violation having to go out. So that's good news. However, when you start looking at what are the complaints, we have some things that everybody just needs to be mindful of. Debris in the front yard, number 1. Overgrown bushes and hedges and grass, that's obvious, we're coming into spring. But when we have the rains, folks are using their sump pumps and leader drains to drain out into what could be your neighbor's yard. So everybody just be mindful of where that hose is going. Just because it's going through a fence, what's on the other side might be something to think about. Also great news, we got more applications coming in for pools and fences and AC condensers, so people are getting ready for summer. Always a nice thing to see. I'd like to give a special shout out to the construction office in general. They've been doing great work. When you look at year-over-year results on some of the permit activity and the fees they're bringing in, we're almost doubling where we were in April this time last year. So great work there. Another shout out also to the planning board. Last week they had a marathon meeting that lasted almost until midnight. And residents came and voiced some concerns, and businesses were here making their application, doing everything they need to do. And just a special shout out to that board. They maestroed the meeting almost flawlessly, with residents having a good opportunity to speak their mind about parking issues and privacy issues, and everybody coming to a head and some concessions being made from the builders. So very good to see that in action, and I just wanted to shout out that team there. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman. Recreation and Fire, Councilman Pence.
Thank you, Mayor. Fire report for April. Fire Department answered 54 calls, which included 10 MVAs, and 2 mutual aids. The rec department held their Mother's Day craft on this past Saturday night. All went well. For summer camp, there's 839 registrants over an 8-week period. Middle school track and field, the first meet was held this past Monday and all did very well. There's another meet tomorrow. There has been a complaint of, there's been littering in both parks. In brand new parks, and it's
That's
littered with garbage.
horrible.
So, if anybody sees anything, do the right thing. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman. Health, Education, and Human Services, Councilman Scarice.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll start off with Board of Health. Some highlights from the May 11th meeting. They officially made the shared service agreement with the Union Township Board of Health to provide Borough of Kenilworth with registered environmental health services. They're still trying to hire someone to fill in that spot, but our pay is a little lower than neighboring communities, so we're still, in the meantime, we'll be serviced, and that agreement lasts till the end of the year, December 31st. Also, the federal government and state officially abolished all emergency, it was on May 11th, for COVID. Union Board of Health, let's see, no, it's good. They have 26 approved vendors for our street fair, 8 were pending. So there's going to be plenty of food available Sunday. Hopefully everyone brings a healthy appetite. We move on to a library who was asked to share the dates and times of their programs. So we go to Friday, May 19th, Friday Fun Craft, ages 4 to 9 at 3:30. May 23rd, meet alpacas at the library, ages 4 and up at 3:30. Also the same date, 23rd and 30th, PJ Storytime for 3 and up, 6:30. 25th, May 25th, Mad Science Workshop, 4 to 12 at 3:30. Wednesday, May 31st, Good Times String Band, all ages at 10:30. Please call library to register for any children's programs. I'll give the number at the end. Adult programming, May 22nd, jazz music featuring Ellen LaFerne, 7 p.m. Thursday, May 18th, Yarnies from 2 to 4. May 25th, Library Fiber Night from 6 to 8. Tuesday, May 30th, new program, Spin a Yarn at 5. All program information can be found on the website and Facebook page. Library, you can call them for any additional information, 908-276-2451. There was also issues with their phone lines. Their fire alarm hasn't been working for a month. And also, I guess they don't have the Knox box yet, or something.
I would address that with the fire department, they're aware, I mentioned it.
Ironically, I found a tag in the street. I put it in the fire department's mailbox. Came off one of the trucks. Also, the emergency line in the elevator was not working, so they're having a harder time with the new phone system. Still cross lines, a lot of issues with them. I guess they can only do one thing at a time, according to the vendor, so I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. And that'll take care of the library. Board of Ed, some highlights. They rejected 7 bids to do the high-vac project at Brayley and Harding because they exceeded the referendum funds and cost estimates of their construction managers. Resolution 29, the board approved the use of Harding School Loop and parking lot for upcoming street fair, which is good. Let's see. Resolution 33, the board joined CJ Pride, entered a shared member service agreement, try to recruit and attract educators to add diversity to the respective faculties. And also, we mentioned before that lots of, due to unexpected increase in transportation costs, there's a national shortage of qualified bus drivers. So the board is supporting a bill S3203/A4835, which creates a Type S school bus certificate. So they'll be able to transport, basically drive a school bus and transport children without commercial driver's license. to help alleviate that. Move on to seniors, the biggest thing, which we're hoping to pass and adopt the new senior policies and procedures, but at the last minute, our risk manager pointed out a problem with insurance. So as it stands, it would require people using the center to get their own insurance. So we will want to postpone that so we can address that, because our goal would be to continue as it has been, where we did not require additional insurance. But we also cannot have the town open to possibly getting sued if there's an incident. Also, some major events at the seniors center besides the normal programs, the lunch program. But the kitchen's being redone. Maybe Darlene can expand on that. I heard it's going well. I'm not exactly sure. About another week, from my understanding, before it might be fully operational. And also, as a reminder, June 6th, from 11 to 3 p.m. is our boardwalk-style senior picnic at DeMaria Park, South Michigan Avenue. Kenworth residents 60 years and up, free to come, ready for a fun-filled afternoon. Music, boardwalk-style food, soft drinks, giveaways, games, and more. Please RSVP to Darlene Candarella at 908-276-1716. A head count is needed for the event. And I think that's it for that.
Thank you, Councilman. Is there a motion to accept and approve committee reports?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance for public hearing and final adoption.
We have one ordinance for final adoption, ordinance 2023-11, ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 120, Land Use, Part 3, Zoning of the Code of the Borough of Kenilworth.
Is there a motion to open the floor to the public on this hearing on ordinance 2023-11 only?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have anything to say on this ordinance and this ordinance only? Please come forward and state your name and address. Okay, seeing no one, is there a motion to close the floor for the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2023-11?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilman Morrow?
Yes.
Councilman Pence?
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi? Yes. Councilman Scurries?
Yes.
Councilman Zimmerman?
Yes.
Ordinance 2023-11 has been adopted. Introduction of ordinance 2023-12, calendar year 2023, ordinance to establish a cap bank, NJSA 40A:45.14.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2023-12 for introduction?
Motion. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilman Morrow?
Yes.
Councilman Pence?
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi?
Yes.
Councilman Scurries?
Yes.
Councilman Zimmerman?
Yes.
Be it hereby resolved that ordinance 2023-12, heretofore introduced, does now pass on first reading, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage at the meeting to be held on June 21st, 2023 at 6:00 p.m., or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the Borough Council, and that at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the Borough Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage. Introduction of the 2023 municipal budget, resolution number 2023-140. Approval of the 2023 municipal budget for introduction and establishing June 21st, 2023 as date of public hearing and final adoption.
Is there a motion to approve the 2023 proposed municipal budget for introduction?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilman Morrow?
Yes.
Councilman Pence?
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi?
Yes.
Councilman Scurries?
Yes.
Councilman Zimmerman?
Yes.
A copy of this resolution will be published in the May 25th, 2023 edition of the local source. The second reading and adoption will take place at the council meeting on June 21st, 2023, at which time the public may comment.
Okay, I'd like a motion to pull Resolution 2023-145 from the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Next for council consideration is the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
The consent agenda consists of resolutions 2023-141 through 2023-146, excluding Resolution 2023-145, which was pulled. These resolutions will be approved by one motion. All items will be recorded individually in full in the minutes. Councilman Finestrella.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Pence.
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi.
Yes.
Councilman Scurese.
Yes.
Councilman Zimmerman.
Yes.
Okay, is there a motion to pull ordinance 2023-13 for introduction?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Finestrella.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Pence.
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi.
Yes.
Councilman Scurese.
Yes.
Councilman Zimmerman.
Yes.
Okay, next I have a nomination of the DPW superintendent. At this time, I would like to nominate Gregory M. Budesheim as superintendent of public works.
Councilman Finestrella.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Pence.
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi.
Yes.
Councilman Scurese.
Yes.
Councilman Zimmerman.
Yes.
Okay, is there a motion to open the floor to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have anything to say for the good and well-being of Kenilworth? Please come forward and state your name and address.
She's looking at me. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I just like to, Darlene Candarella, 320 North 21st Street. Excuse my throat and
It's
cough.
allergies are
No.
terrible.
Monday evening in Beechwood, New Jersey, my
Oh.
beach house, there was a fire the next block
Oh.
over. My windows were open, and we inhaled.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better.
So
That's
that's what
awful.
all that's about. But we're checking, I had a chest x-ray today, so it was up. But excuse, it's not a cough to give you germs. The kitchen is coming out beautiful. It looks wonderful. They're doing a fabulous job. Even the workers are courteous and kind and working hard to get that done. And then after that would be a major cleanup because there's dust everywhere. And
Sure.
of course, all the product that was pulled out would have to be cleaned up. Hope we could have like a pizza party cleanup day would be super. So I'm going to entice them if they can help me. Just say. I have asked the Union County program 3 times, 1 in person and 2 in emails, to accommodate our seniors for a lunch such as a sandwich lunch. So it didn't involve steam table and cleanup and the sinks and things like that if it was a bag lunch, or fruit cups and milk or drink. And I was refused 3 times. Well, the first time was a possible, then the other 2 in writing was refused because of sanitary reasons. They didn't have a sink to clean in, et cetera, et cetera. But with sandwiches, you really don't need a sink or. I was trying to make whatever we could do easy to get the people to come in, utilize upstairs and have lunch, but it didn't pan out. So this is my 3 chances. Of course, calls are coming in for the June 6th, Tuesday, June 6th senior picnic for 11 to 3 at the Mario Park. Rain, it'll be at the senior center. We're gonna have everything from cheesesteaks, peppers and onions, sausage and peppers and all that, and hamburger taco, just like the boardwalk. I wanna bring the boardwalk to Kenilworth for the ones that cannot make the boardwalk anymore. So I'm bringing it to them.
That's
Plus
nice.
funnel cake and Zafleys and all that. I did not know for the Union County to help sponsor an event like such as tents, Paulette had said, call the county and asked if they would provide tents and, for coverage for the seniors. And I didn't know it was a 45-day prior asking to the event. Had no clue. I just reached out to somebody May 5th. They never got back to me. Phoned them twice. They didn't get back to me. So then I physically got someone today, and they heard my story, and they thought, oh, this is great, just try it anyway. I filled out the whole application, and I got denied for any sponsorship. So I asked for 4 tents and $1,500. I figured, let me just shoot for it, because usually I'm good with getting stuff for free, but I guess I needed 45 days behind that. But I didn't know that at all. So it's my first time I explained to them. So they did deny that funding or any sponsorship or banners or tents. So I don't know what to do regarding tents, or if anybody has any, but that would be maybe needed if it's too sunny. June 19th, the county does not serve lunch to the seniors. So June 19th, we're gonna have a free donated baked ham from my family, and it'll be cooked at Opa Grill. And you'll cut it and slice it and everything, and we'll have both sides, and it will be a free lunch for the seniors. So that's why I want to announce it here so they know on June 19th, and it's on their calendars that they receive, because I did do a mass mailing of all those that I've had their name and addresses for. There are many that refuse to give me their name and addresses, so I can't contact them that way, and I don't have their phone numbers. And then I've been putting notices up faithfully, weekly, bi-weekly, on Facebook. The borough website now has lots of information for the Kenilworth seniors or anyone to log on and go there and see what's happening daily. Like if I had senior fitness, the Joni G, she said she couldn't work at the last minute, so I had to notify everybody and then put signs up at the borough, at the senior center, so people will walk by, or we try to call them and tell them not to come for that day. Or chair yoga this Friday is canceled. It's already been planned. She's on the calendar for not showing. She's on vacation. So the senior activities are still going on. I invite the senior club 2 weeks in a row to please come upstairs and utilize upstairs. I said I only have one class a day for 1 hour. So either you come before, you could come during and just listen, or come after and stay all day. But not one club member has come up at all to do anything or participate. And all I heard was, I asked some people, they're not interested. But I did talk to Annette Seuss, Chief's mom, and she said, how long is the senior center going to be closed? I said, the senior center isn't closed. It's just the kitchen is closed. But I've been asking them to please come upstairs and utilize upstairs, and tables will be set up, they can play cards and etc. She said, I'm going to make an attempt and call all the people and see who could come up for Monday. So I told them of the line dancing class. I said, you could even have the stage, because line dancing takes the floor. I said, you could come, utilize it, maybe order pizza, enjoy the center. It's open for you. So she was going to try her best to reach out to people. We have Nurse Melissa that is coming on May 22nd, which usually goes downstairs, but I asked her, please come up from 10:30 to 12:30. Health nurse will be checking free blood pressure checks and blood sugar. So if you want your blood sugar checked, they have to come fasting for all the seniors to take advantage of that, which is no cost to them. And PSE&G came today and changed the meter. Dominic and Angela were aware. Just trying to reach out, things like that. Just trying to make everything happy, healthy, and safe over there. And the only complaints that I have so far is that parking lot behind the stores and the senior center, that cars are parked there overnight, all day. They're hitting all the nice trees that were planted. They're all banged over. There's a bunch of trash, bottles. I don't know why and where, but I see pizza plates. They're just thrown. So, and there's a garbage can right in front of the senior center, and the cigarette butts are everywhere. The doctor puts out a cigarette little thing that he puts that you can throw your cigarettes in there, but the seniors complain that there's nowhere to park. But what's happening is you have some borough employees parking there. I park on the street to open that up, unless I'm unloading and then I move my car. But you have workers from the businesses, and there's no room for either visitors or seniors to come in freely and stay. And they say, well, I'm not going to park, I can't park, so they leave. But that's just like the only complaint that I've been hearing regarding the parking lot. People that have apartments, they live on the side, they're parking in the parking lot all day, all night. And I don't see why they should, but there's no signs or no restrictions anymore, or no notices. But that's all I have today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Paulette Trogan. I just want to, did I hear that there was no decision made today about the senior situation because of insurance? Could you just go over that again? And that we're going to wait and look at it? And if that's the case, wouldn't it just be smart to let it be as it has always been and we don't have an insurance problem? Just saying.
Let Mark answer that. Mark?
The insurance issue is present regardless of whether or not we change the rules. We recently received some communication from the insurance fund that insures the borough, which has to be addressed. And again, I know that you're kept in the dark a little bit, and I understand what your concern is, but there were policies and procedures that were in place that simply weren't followed. And what we're trying to do is make them more workable. So at the next meeting, we'll have something much more substantial that's going to address and accommodate what our insurance carriers require.
Okay, and it's just like building is a senior center, not a club center, and the borough always insured it, so I don't know what, I guess maybe there's something new going on.
Yeah, and legally, I'm advising the council, I'm not advising the public, but suffice it to say that there are certain issues that we need to address from a liability standpoint.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paulette. Anyone else? Okay. Seeing no one, I'd like a motion to close the floor for public.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone else have anything else to say for the good and welfare of the borough?
Just one last thing, Mayor. The weather looks good for Sunday right now, 77 degrees, cloudy. Should be a great day for our street fair. And I forgot to mention that the Classic Car Show will also be at the street fair. I know it was brought up in the report by Savino about the Board of Ed giving permission to use the front of the school. $20 to register a car. They're going to do a Best in Show category and awards for the car show. So that'll take place in conjunction with the street fair from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that is for the Retired Police and Firemen's Association, Local 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
How would they get in? The boulevard closed, they got to go down Monroe up 14th?
Good question. So, yes, you can, if you want to bring a car, you can get in off of 14th Street. There'll be an officer there for the street being closed, but they're aware of the car show and they'll get you through, so.
Very good.
Also, may I add, our next meeting is not till June. Hope everybody has a happy Memorial Day weekend.
Well, yeah, June.
And just a reminder that the Pride Flag ceremony is June 3rd at 10:15. Okay. If there's nothing else to be brought before the council, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.